Alright, today we're going to be designing and making jigs, and more importantly we're going to be making trays for our jigs. For production, just working in and out of the laser with one jig doesn't make sense. You waste a lot of time getting material in and out. A better way to do things is to have trays, and multiple trays. That way, while your laser is working on one tray, you are setting up the next tray, and then when the tray is done, you take it out of the laser, put the new tray in, start the job again, and then you can work on the tray that you just took out. Let's design this, and then we'll see it in action. We get our main piece of material here. It's going to be 27 inches wide and 19 inches tall. And then I want a square. I'm going to hold down shift so that it is the same size on every side. And I'm going to do a 4.01, get a circle, hold down shift again, that makes it a perfect circle there, 0.5, and then we can take that circle and, oh come on baby, there you go. Alright, align to the center, and then I also want to align to the top, but I want it to be halfway there. So halfway in, halfway out. If you have bigger fingers, make a bigger circle. Alright, so now that we have the cutout that we want, let's make an array. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I can get 6 across and 4 up and down. I'm going to decrease that spacing a little bit. Just a little bit. Because I want to move this down on this. We could actually shift, select everything, and then center all of these in the center of this piece of material. And there you have it. You can make the finger hole, like I said, the circles are a finger hole. So it's going to cut that out, and then it's going to cut out the shape. Once this is cut out, you're going to take this cutout and glue it to another piece of material that's the same size. Like I said, mine was 27 by 19. So I'm going to glue them both together, and it makes a tray. These are shop tools. Doesn't have to be all fancy. It's not colored. It's not even glued all that great. But what it does is it allows me to load the tray, put it in the laser, take another tray, load that one while the laser is working, and then just swap them out and keep working them like that. Here's another tray that I made. Like I said, these do not have to be pretty. They don't have to be anything other than functional. This is just made out of scrap. The most important thing about trays or jigs is that you're able to reference a point on the jig to align your laser to it. That's the most important part. Now, I've seen a lot of people hooting and hollering about the print and cut feature. That very well may be a good way to go. I don't know anything about it. I've never used it. What I have used though, and have currently set up on my laser, is a fence. I do understand that the print and cut feature requires time to set up and time to reference. A laser fence does not. There's an initial setup for it, but if I want to cut this jig out, I'm going to open up the file and I'm going to I'm going to home my machine, and then I'm going to go to my fence position, and I'm going to make sure my Z is high enough, and I'm going to hit start. Once I'm done utilizing this jig and I want to start another project, I'm going to grab my other jig and I'm going to put it in my machine. I'm going to make sure the Z height is correct. I'm going to load the file and I'm going to go. I don't have to align any stars or X's or any of that stuff. I'm not saying that one is better than the other. What I am saying though is I use a fence. I use a fence on my CNC machine. Why would I not use a fence on my laser? It's fast, easy, repeatable, and if I want to go back to this jig after using this jig or another jig, I load that file, I put it on the fence, I make sure my Z height is good, and I hit go. The reason I'm harping about this is because I've had multiple conversations with people about how long it takes to align and how long it takes to set up, and I took 10 minutes, set up a fence. It's less than that, really. It takes less time than that. It took 10 minutes for the video because I was bumbling through it. It did it 3 years ago. But a very short amount of time to set up a fence, set up your zero position. After that, unless you change something, you're good to go.